Welcome to On the Fence, a show that's about helping you decide whether or not to spend your hard-earned money on the biggest and possibly best releases. Nick.
Hans.
The Fence is in the Netherworld?
Netherrealm.
Netherrealm. Because we're playing Mortal Kombat 11.
Yes! The fence is about to get bloody.
Yeah, it is. I've seen Nick play some of this already, and it is
violent.
Do not eat before this on the fence. So, like, we are playing the latest in the long running franchise, Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
It rebooted, but then it unrebooted itself.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I'll get into it. So there's going to be a couple parts to this. I'll go through some of the story and kind of go through the guts of Mortal Kombat.
Ah, so what you did there.
Yep. I'll dick around in the practice mode, kind of just show off some of the new things they've added now for Mortal Kombat with 11, the change from 9 and X. And I'll also show off some of the customization stuff, which seems to be the biggest deal around some of the... They've added some of the customization stuff that was in Injustice 2 into Mortal Kombat 11. But let's kick it off with story, Hans. As you can see, I'm about halfway through the story. Similar to all their Netherrealm stories. Each chapter you're kind of playing as a different subset of characters. And you're doing different things. And as always, it is incredibly high quality. It's insane how good they managed to make these stories.
Yeah, so they kind of really started putting effort into their story stuff whenever they did the...
Mortal Kombat 9 was kind of the first one.
Look, really, I would have said it was DC versus Mortal Kombat, because they really kind of pushed it on that one,
yeah.
You know? But I think that was more just because they had to try and explain why Superman couldn't just kill everybody. So, Nick, what is the story of Mortal Kombat 11?
So, kind of continuing on from the story that kind of started in 9, where in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which I believe was the 7th Mortal Kombat game, Raiden, yes, sends a message back in time to his previous self, which you then see in 9, and it's Raiden at the first Mortal Kombat tournament, and he's trying to eventually kind of stop all those events happening and making sure that what is about to happen in his present self doesn't happen to his past self, and kind of change the timeline. And that's kind of the crux of this Mortal Kombat game, is Raiden has really fucked up time with his meddling. And at the end of X, Raiden kind of went from being this peaceful protector of Earthrealm, he became corrupted and kind of became this vengeful god. And rather than protect Earthrealm, he was going to actively seek out threats to Earth and eliminate them.
Right, okay.
And in doing so, he is kind of now completely fucked the timeline, and this is where this character Kronika comes in. She is kind of the keeper of time, and she has merged what would have been this timeline and the previous timeline into one collective timeline in the hopes that she will restart time, and restart time with no Raiden.
Alright, okay.
So she is kind of brought forward, like, you saw Liu Kang and Kung Lao, who are revenants / dead in the new MK9 timeline. She has essentially brought their Mortal Kombat 2 versions to this timeline and been like, yo, what's up? And like, this is the old Raiden who isn't corrupted. So there's a whole lot of time fuckery. It actually makes a lot of sense. Kind of shockingly.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's really well done, the story. Like, I think it's a cool idea where you're now bringing what would have been like these two Mortal Kombat timelines and kind of smashing them together to bring different versions of a bunch of these characters together.
Yeah. And then Lisa kind of also sets out the nest of snakes that is time travel, so they don't have to fuck about with it anymore. So yeah, I think it looks really nice as well. Like, and you're right, for a beat 'em up story mode, it 100% does put in a lot more effort than most beat 'em ups would. Like, if you look at the likes of Dead or Alive or Street Fighter, their story modes are kind of cack.
Yep.
Well, look. Wait, is that Cassie or is that
Cassie,
Sonya?
yes.
Sites around the globe with major temporal anomalies. Texture's still fuzzy.
So Sonya Blade is still alive. Yeah, there's
No, Sonya. This Mortal Kombat,
I'm not your
Sonya dies at the start of this game,
Sorry.
and this is the MK2 Mortal like Sonya Blade.
Right, okay. But that is this world's Nick Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Nick Cage. Why do I keep thinking Nick Cage?
Because
Oh,
the
Nicolas
actor.
Cage, yeah.
Yes. So there's a couple who are like in now in both, like Johnny Cage. You have his old version and his current version. You have Kung Lao and Liu Kang's, both their more older versions and their dead versions. And there's some people who have since died and have not been brought back, that their new versions are now here. So you've also got like old and new Scorpion, where one of them is still undead and the other is alive again.
Is that what he got for winning the Mortal Kombat tournament? Being
No,
alive
so
again?
essentially,
So there actually is no tournament this time round.
no, there wasn't a tournament next either. It was just
People fighting.
yeah. So Hanzo Hasashi is Scorpion, and obviously he's like, what the fuck? Scorpion was this mad undead dude.
Yeah. So him and Sub-Zero are buddies now? Because he's not dead anymore?
They are now both the respective grandmasters of their clans, and have a mutual respect for one another.
Because they all just kick the shit out of
Yes.
each other. I would have respect for someone too if I kept killing them and they kept coming back to life, to be honest, so... Is this hinting that they weren't still friends yet?
Your hearing is failing, Sub-Zero.
I recognized your footsteps, Hanzo.
Where's Sector? I will not let him threaten my clan again.
The old cyber.
So who's Sector?
Sector was a member of Sub-Zero's clan,
Okay.
who was highly in favor of turning everyone into robots.
He's building an
Cool.
army by processing Lin Kuei
I mean, I would be. You know, why not turn yourself into a robot?
See why you need me.
Essentially, he wanted to turn everyone into robots, so there'd be no, like...
that tunnel.
So he had control over everyone, like there would be no rebellion
will,
or
yeah.
anyone, yeah.
Needlessly dangerous. There's another entrance, less populated.
And
You
the
could
rest
say
of
it's the
your
back door.
Get help on the inside.
They are a lot less iconic when they're not wearing their respective masks, aren't
Their
they?
ninja gear.
They are just dudes.
But I like them being just dudes.
That,
Well, Sub-Zero was always just a dude.
sorry, that's really funny. And the other way is like most people, like for a stealth takedown, just gotta slit the throat.
Yeah.
No, just stop.
I mean, robots wouldn't have throats. It makes sense.
There would be like an energy module on them, so that why is there just bits on the floor?
Because they've been turning people into robots.
It's like, oh, someone left all this uncooked meat here. What the fuck? Oh, they're just. I don't think they are. They? It looks like they're cloning someone. That to me looks like, oh Jesus Christ! We're not even in a fight yet.
Yeah,
and there's
what?
just,
What do you want? M for mature hands.
Yeah, M for mortal, and C for combat.
No, okay.
Yes, it is C. They are. Oh.
There is one point, I don't know where it is in the game, but there's totally a point where they haven't replaced the C for a K, and they're like, come on, at least be consistent about it.
Like, was it clan? Because he just said clan there with the C.
Clan's an actual word.
But you said anything with
Plus,
the hard
it's
C.
only in, like, the actual UI they do. It's not just everywhere.
That's Chronica.
No, that is a different character. But she is. A lot of the bad guys have allied with Chronica. Because essentially she is recruiting an army because she needs time to reset her hourglass that will reset time. So she can't just do it automatically. She needs people to defend her. So it's not interrupted.
Jesus Christ.
This is how you turn someone into your robot hands.
Is it? Is it, Nick?
Yes. Probably.
Cyrix is your inside man.
He was converted against his will. If we disable the behavior inhibitors that control him,
He will turn on Sector.
all cyber Lin Kuei are linked to a common network.
Remember that, huh? Cyber Lin Kuei.
These ninjas know a lot about cyber optics, or
Focus on
cybernetics.
Yeah.
He's the key.
Cyberization.
What? What?
Oh, it's like...
How else would you describe
I
it?
don't know. Oh, Phil Nelson! Back on! Back on! Is she gonna die? Oh no. Who the hell's that?
That is Frost. She is a character from the middle era of MK games. You like that 4 to 7 era.
I was gonna say, I assume she has something
Yes.
to do with Sub-Zero.
He corrupted the Lin Kuei.
You corrupted our clan when you made peace with this Shirai Ryu filth. With Kronika's help, I will restore the Lin Kuei's honor.
Help Cyrex.
Ah, Smartnik. Because as any Pokemon player knows, fire beats ice.
It's more just because I'm far better at Scorpion than I am at Sub-Zero. So like, this is one of the chapters, and there's a couple of them where you can choose between multiple characters at any time.
First hit props.
Yep. Oh Jesus, oh god. Ah, stop up.
Ow.
So, didn't mean to do that, but it feeds on nicely. So, they have like changed a fair bit of the actual mechanics of the game. Well, yes, it's still a fucking fighting game. One of the core staples of what was kind of this new MK's like forte,
Yeah.
in the like X-ray attacks, they've kind of partially removed. So you no longer have X-ray attacks. You have, as you can see on her health bar, that fatal blow.
Yes.
So fatal blow you can do once per match when your health gets to a certain point, and it's just a big, massive attack, kind of like the X-ray attacks were, but there is no like none of that X-ray stuff.
Right.
Instead, the X-ray stuff has been relegated to what you saw there as the like, they're called crushing blows. So if you, I'll show you, it kind of says how you do most of them in here. So you see, yeah, if I amplify my spear at a certain time, it becomes a crushing blow where you'll see it does that X-ray effect. And you can activate each move's crushing blow once per match, and it does just extra damage and stuff.
Okay.
And that's where you get like that X-ray effect coming in. Oh, Jesus.
They are really limiting themselves to where they're fighting in this big open room.
Look, hands. Stop trying to be a dick about this.
So pretty much the fatal blow is just a chance to try and get back onto a more even playing field. You finish her?
Not in the story, no. You don't do
Suppose
fatalities
it would make
for
no
that, yeah.
sense if you were like ripped her head off and then the next scene she had a head. Though it would be pretty awesome if she didn't have a head.
So I'll do one more fight here and then jump out to some of the other things and show off kind of the customization aspects and the other modes that are in the game.
To better serve her, Sub-Zero. We defend
Yeah, right there, Hans.
It's Iron Man.
It's
That's lots of Iron Man.
not less of there, just show off the other.
I don't know why, but for me, that just reminded me of the Team 4 star. Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
You've been enslaved, Cyrex.
Fucking show off.
Now by Kronika. It ends today.
fight.
That looked an awful lot like a Spartan kick. So what are those, the shield and sword icons at the bottom?
So, compared to a lot of other fighting games, this is a change they've made where instead of having one overall meter, like you kind of would in a lot of fighting games, you have kind of offensive and a defensive meter.
Right.
So, your defensive meter is used for things like the environmental interactions, using combo breakers, and things like that, and then your offensive meter is used for like amplifying attacks. So, I'll show you, if I do a slide, it's just that, but if I amplify that slide, I'd get this extra bit at the end of it.
Right.
So, it's cool because in a lot of the pro play was, you'd have people not using their meter and like then not using the amplified attacks. They wanted to keep their meter for like combo breakers, because they were so important in like making sure you stayed alive. So splitting those out in kind of their own thing has done a lot of cool things for the, like, make the game look a lot cooler just because people will be doing cooler attacks, and it'll also just be a case of
People aren't just saving their meter
Yeah.
run over just to make sure that they can break a combo.
You will be freed.
That's cool how it seamlessly goes from their victory pose to the...
yeah.
Oh, that's quite a nice touch.
So I shall,
And you killed them.
I shall pop out of here and show off some of the other cool things. So obviously in Injustice 2, the gear was a really big part of it, and when we did our on defense of it, like it was very much like you came down, like a lot of it was around how you can customize your characters. They've kind of changed it a bit for this.
Right.
So in Injustice 2, a lot of the gear had, like all the gear, sorry, had like changes. So like, oh, this piece of gear increases your punches, this piece of gear increases your whatever. In this one, it's not. All the gear is cosmetic.
Right.
Like, so I could have any of these masks on Scorpion and be like, yep, this just looks cool, I'll use that. Rather than tie any of the gear to, where any of the stat stuff or gear to cosmetics, you just choose them now. So you have this abilities tab and you can set up, so essentially Scorpion will always have some abilities. His character will just have core abilities such as he'll always have his spear and he'll always have the like dash off one side of the screen, come back on the other side of the screen. But then you can then say, alright, I really like using other abilities and here's the abilities I want to put on Scorpion.
Yeah.
So like I use his spear quite a lot, like it for other things, like this death spin move that he has. I think it's a really cool move and sets up a lot of cool combos. So you can add that in, but I'm doing that at the sacrifice of not having some of these other things.
Right, okay.
So I think it's better than tying it to the cosmetics, because I think that's a better choice.
You can't
because-
make your character look
Yeah.
how you want, you're making them more for
Yes,
utility. So.
and similar to Injustice, they kind of have you have your gear, but you also have just overall skins which affect the color and some base stuff. So here's like ordinary Scorpion, here's classic like undead Scorpion,
Icy hot.
then here's like proper classic Scorpion
Yeah,
from like the original Mortal Kombat and all that. So that's kind of how the gear works. Like I think it is a much better system. You get augments, but I think most gear has the same augments or augment slots anyway.
And then what are the augments? Are the augments the moves you talked about, or are they
So the
just-
augments I think is just kind of stat boosts.
Yeah, so
I haven't actually unlocked any yet, but I think they are just stat boosts. So I know that I like these, but I could change these and say like there's stuff in here is like, oh, this takes up 2 because it adds a whole like subset of like katana moves to his moveset rather than anything else. Oh no, I've messed that up. No, I had him set up how I wanted him set up. There we go. But yeah, and that's the same. Like every character has 3 slots and all those abilities. So I'll go to like Aaron Black. He has his hat, his gun, and his other gun,
Yeah.
and all those can change to be whatever they want.
So I take it the dead characters in this, or the undead characters, then there are skins that make them appear alive.
So Liu Kang, obviously, in the current Mortal Kombat timeline, is dead.
Yes.
But he has a bunch of skins that are like, alright, here's
Alive,
just
yeah.
alive Liu Kang.
Oh yeah, Raiden, you can.
So here's just like, so they have ones that are obviously Liu Kang was topless in one, and then they have some of his more modern ones where like he was wearing a vest and stuff, and then he's
And then
just dead. Yes. And then obviously here you also have, you can choose what way do you want them to enter and what victory do you want, and then you can kind of list off all the fatalities. And he has another fatality, but until you actually unlock it in the crypt or find it in the crypt, it doesn't tell you the exact button input for it.
But can you figure it out?
Yeah, you could figure it out yourself or look it up and still do it, but it wouldn't give you the prompt for it. And then brutalities, you probably wouldn't have seen these before. This is what they've added since X. So these were added in X, and essentially if you end a move a certain, or if you end a match a certain way, you'll do like a, not as extravagant as a fatality, but you'll do a cool thing. Like one of Scorpion's is if you end a match with a throw, you'll go to do the throw and accidentally pull their spine out.
Okay, right.
So it's stuff like that. It's like they're much more natural looking compared to, say, some of the fatalities.
It's more of an actual move rather than a cutscene.
Yeah. So yes, I like this idea of this. I think this is a better way of doing it than what Injustice did, and tying it so closely to kind of your character. How it looked was dictated by kind of how you played, rather than you just want your character to look cool.
Yeah.
So like some of Johnny Cage changed his belt buckle, which I think is pretty funny. Also, totally has a Bullet Club reference belt buckle.
Bullet Gang is
Yep. So there you go.
it's one for all you wrestling fans out there.
So, the other stuff in here is obviously, so they have your standard just jump into a fight.
Yeah.
All the stuff kind of comes from, so you've got your story, you've got classic towers, which is just your standard kind of arcade mode, which is, I think it's 8 fights, maybe 10 fights, and you get a character ending for each of them. You've got the crypt, which let's jump into, because I love the crypt. The crypt has gotten progressively more and more
Convoluted.
intense
Okay.
since Mortal Kombat 9. So in 9, it may have well just been a menu that you selected from. In 10, it was a grid-based like thing where you moved around like this kind of dungeon type thing, and there was some very light puzzle solving. And this one, they've just turned it fully on and did like a massive third-person game. So essentially, the whole this is how you unlock a lot of those cosmetics and things. You will go around, you'll open some of these chests and be like, yep. But there's also stuff, so yes. So there are certain key items I have here, and it's like, yeah, you do key items, you get certain things. And it'll be like, yeah, these will do certain things that will unlock other areas in and around the, whatchamacallit. Like, these you have this huge map on multiple levels, and these key items you're picking up from either in here, you'll get key items for completing certain towers, you'll get key items from the story, and they'll all feed back into you being able to unlock newer areas in here and being able to unlock a new chest. So
is it all just cosmetic items in this?
So there's some, I'll show off the consumable stuff. I like brutality. So yeah, you'll unlock new brutalities and the fatalities in here as well. You'll get these forge items, which you can use in this area and create new things, which you'll create consumables out of them, and the consumables can be used in the Towers of Time,
Right.
which I'll get to shortly. But I just want to show this off because I think it's kind of mad that they've just kind of made this weird fucking... oh, Jesus! That happens occasionally. I think if you're fast enough, you can kill him, and I assume you get an item. But occasionally when you put on the headband, he will pop out and murder you.
Okay. Who is he?
I don't know. Oh, Jesus.
Can all this currency just be earned by playing, or is it a deck and does it try and make you pay to play?
So I believe all the currency can be, like, so coins you'll get just from fighting and doing
shit.
certain things. The green skulls, which soul essence I believe they're called, you get for winning matches.
Right.
And the hearts you get for performing fatalities and brutalities.
Right. So it is.
So
not
I believe,
pay to
yes, some of these maybe. I don't think any of these are actually purchasable. I think there's another currency that is purchasable.
play. Right.
But yes, you can collect all these through.
We're just going to ignore the fact there's a dude just on the ground there.
Look, man, Goro got hunger. But yeah, I just want to jump in here and show this off because I think it's kind of mad that they have just completely done this. And I always look forward to seeing what they do with the crypt, and I don't know what they'll do next because it seems kind of crazy at the minute. What's up with this one? Look over your hands. Ooh, a Kano skin and an augment.
Clean snake.
Yep. So, the last thing I'll show off, and then Hans and I will do fights in a different video, I believe.
Yes. I'll save that for the end, and then I'll for the big reveal, Nick.
So the Towers of Time are similar to what they had. I'm struggling to remember what they were called in Injustice, but they're essentially live towers. So
2K did that.
yeah, kind of.
WWE.
Yeah. So essentially, each of these will rotate in night depending on like certain times of the day, and they'll each have like different augments and different things going on. So I'll just jump into this one. Why not? Because it's had the least time. I'll play Scorpion because I'm good at Scorpion. Here we go.
Such a fucking fanboy.
Look, I'm good at Scorpion hands.
Look, you're fighting yourself.
Yes.
That's what you get for being
So yeah, you'll get some. So you'll get some of this. Like you can use consumables here, or each of these fights will usually have like some sort of thing. So like one of them is like, the whole time there will be rockets firing onto the stage. You'll need to dodge them. There will be occasionally some guy will fart and a gust of wind will fly past.
Are you being serious
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah. They get kind of mad with some of these.
Our family is lost forever. We should have granted Raiden's request. It's a regret we share.
Round 1. Fight!
Oh, so this one has a laser.
Yep.
It shoots down. Does it affect them as well, or is it just you?
I believe if they are caught in it, yes, but it will target you. I believe most of these will target you. So you're meant to offset these with the like consumables that you can use.
Nick, he does not appear to be getting hurt by that.
I don't think it's a hurting thing necessarily. I think it's like a life drain.
Maybe.
Oh Jesus! Oh god!
Nick, use your fatal blow.
I'm trying.
Nick, the fatal blow. Nick, you gotta use the fatal blow. Oh, Nick, you didn't use the fatal blow.
I tried. All right, this laser kind of sucks.
Fight.
Oh god!
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's really bad.
Nick, the fatal blow though.
I don't have the fatal anymore, you dick.
Man, for somebody who says he's really good Scorpion, Scorpion's really kicking your ass.
Look, go fuck yourself. Go away. Okay, so maybe it doesn't hit it. Oh, he knocked me out of my fiddle blue hands.
Okay, back up tackle. Kick him in the dick, Nick.
I'm not Johnny Cage.
Nick, kick him in the dick. Oh no. Oh no, that's you, it's alright. Splurt. Splurt.
I need to get on this. Oh! Didn't even do it. Oh god!
No, but he did do brutality.
Scorpion wins.
Hey, how's that laser kind of sucks? I'm not gonna lie. Not skipping the fight.
But do your brutal blow, Nick. Do it now.
Fatal blow.
Well, he does not expect
I
it.
believe fatal blow is the word you're looking for.
That's fine.
Alright, I got this dog.
Ugh.
Feeling this, I'll jump into a classic tower where it might be a bit easier.
No feeling that you can give your final opinion.
Oh jeez. Oh god. Oh. God. Oh my god.
Fatal blow, Nick. Use it.
I'm trying. You alright there, dog?
I'm just reshuffling my legs.
Maybe you should stop sitting on the inside there.
Well then you sit on the friggin' inside. See how your legs feel. Oh.
I don't think I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
Fight.
Oh god.
How embarrassing is it like to get beat up by someone who's wearing pink and yellow? Do you know how you could rectify this entire thing, Nick?
What?
Use your goddamn fatal blow every once in a while.
I'd like to block. Oh god.
Did you dodge into it?
Yes. Oh god. Oh my god. Scorpion, lay off. Jesus. Oh god. Oh. Hands are lost.
Yeah, I saw that. He just blew himself up. Hey Nick,
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
If I was on the fence about Mortal Kombat, I'll let you. Maybe not the best person to ask about this. It's probably someone who's actually good at fighting games. But if I was on the fence about MK11, what would you say to me?
I think this is. I probably say this every time a new NetherRealm game comes out, but I think this is the best one they've made so far. I think the the changes they've made to the core fighting is cool, like the splitting out of the special meter. I think the story is top fucking notch as always. Something I didn't get to, but is here, is this fucking immense fucking tutorial section that goes into some insane shit that you don't get in a lot of tutorial sections, like even stuff like, here is how a move works and frame data and shit around all that and what all of it actually means when people talk about it in fighting games. I've never seen a fighting game go into as much fucking in detail about it, like, and actually break it down in such a smart, concise way. But overall, I think this is a really cool package. I think the changes they've made from MKX and from Injustice 2 are all really smart. I think the gear changes they made from Injustice 2 particularly are a lot smarter than the way it's implemented in Injustice 2. And I think overall it's a fucking top-notch fighting game, as always, from NetherRealm.
So, that is Mortal Kombat 11, currently available on Xbox One, PS4, and Microsoft Windows, ranging from... Is there any special editions?
There's just, I think, a deluxe edition that comes with the season pass.
Well, say about 50 quid. That's the going rate for most things. Not only that, but if you want to see us play more Mortal Kombat 11, there will be a brand spanking new episode of Bash Bros Brawl. I really struggle to say that. Which will be coming out the day after this, where we will be playing a couple of matches, and I'll show Nick how to actually kick some ass. How to use a fatal blow. Fucking dickhead. Yes, so look out for that tomorrow then. Thank you very much for joining me, Nick.
Finish him.